The message arrived at 2:17 a.m. Not meant for me. A soft vibration on the nightstand. My wife's phone. She was in the shower. Water running, steam under the door. I don't snoop. I observe. The screen lit up with a name saved as Caleb. Cousin. Family. Under my roof. Under my payroll. Under my protection. The preview read, "Once the transfer clears, the ranch is ours. He'll never see it coming." I stared at the words. He? I felt something inside me go quiet. Not explode, not rage, just quiet. The ranch had been in my bloodline for 4 generations. 27,000 acres, oil rights, federal grazing permits, mineral reserves no one talked about, valued at $2.9 billion. And my wife, my meticulously charming, soft-voiced wife, was planning to take it. With her cousin. The shower stopped. I placed the phone back exactly where it had been. Angle identical. Screen dark. When she stepped out wrapped in a towel, she smiled at me. That familiar, rehearsed warmth. "Couldn't sleep?" she asked. I held her gaze. "Just thinking," I said. And I was... Caleb arrived 8 months ago. Grief in his eyes. A tragic backstory. Financial ruin. Estranged from the family. My wife begged me to let him stay. "He's blood," she said. Blood. He moved into the East Wing. The guest suite overlooking the South Pasture. I gave him a position managing the books for our ranch operations. Temporary, I thought. He was efficient, quiet, too quiet. They laughed a little too easily at dinner. Shared glances that lasted half a second too long. I noticed. I always notice. But betrayal doesn't announce itself. It accumulates. Like dust in corners you don't check until the air feels heavy. The message at 2:17 a.m. wasn't the first fracture. There had been unexplained wire transfers routed through Shell. LLC's legal documents. My wife insisted on simplifying. A subtle push for me to sign a revised trust structure while I was traveling. She underestimated one thing. I built this empire from precision. I don't sign what I don't dissect. And she forgot about the prenuptial agreement. Ironclad. Signed before the wedding. A clause buried on page 32. Any proven act of fraud, conspiracy, or marital infidelity tied to financial exploitation results in total forfeiture. Assets revert. Criminal referral mandatory. She'd skimmed it. I'd written it. The night of the message, she curled beside me in bed, her hand on my chest. I could feel her heartbeat. Steady. Deceptive. I didn't confront her. I began to prepare. The investigation started quietly. I replaced the ranch's internal accounting software with a mirrored system only I could access. Every keystroke Caleb made was logged. Phone records, cloud backups, deleted messages restored. They weren't cousins. They were lovers. 3 years together before she met me. The marriage? Strategic. The ranch? The target. They planned to transfer mineral rights into a foreign, holding company under Caleb's control. Once finalized, they'd accuse me of financial misconduct, freeze assets, and push me into a settlement. I admired the audacity. I tightened the net. A private forensic accountant uncovered falsified vendor contracts, inflated invoices, funds siphoned slowly, cleverly. I forwarded everything to my attorney, then to federal investigators. Fraud across state lines, wire fraud, conspiracy, 10 years minimum. I remained calm at breakfast. "Eggs?" she asked. "Please." She kissed my cheek. Caleb avoided eye contact. He knew something was off. They both did. One evening, I overheard them in the stables. "We're close," she whispered. "We just need his signature." I stepped inside the barn slowly, boots echoing on concrete. They separated instinctively. "Everything all right?" I asked. She smiled too quickly. "Of course." I nodded. Yes, everything was almost perfect. The warrant was executed at dawn. Federal agents pulled into the gravel drive as the sun cracked the horizon. My wife came down the staircase in silk pajamas, confusion painted across her face. Caleb froze in the foyer. The lead investigator read the charges calmly. Wire fraud. Conspiracy to commit financial theft. Forgery. My wife turned to me. "What is this?" she demanded. I held out a folder. Her fingerprints were on the forged trust amendments. Caleb's digital trail traced the shell corporations. Their messages printed, highlighted. "You forgot about the prenup," I said quietly. Her face drained of color. "You wouldn't." I did. Caleb tried to speak. Agents cuffed him mid-sentence. She looked at me then, not with love, not with remorse, but with fear. "Please," she whispered. I felt nothing, just clarity. They were escorted out in silence. The ranch remained, untouched. The trial was swift. The evidence overwhelming. 10 years in federal prison for both. Asset seizure. Total forfeiture. $2.9 billion secured under the original trust. She thought she was marrying a man. She didn't realize she was entering a contract. Months later, Thanksgiving approached. My son's wife called. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." She snapped, irritation dripping through the line. They assumed I'd retreated, that I needed family. I stared at the snow outside my new villa in Switzerland. Lake Zurich below, glass walls. Silence. "Enjoy," I replied. I sent one photo. Marble floors, alpine skyline, a life untouched by chaos. My phone rang. Again and again. 71 missed calls. Apologies, invitations, reversals of tone. Access is a privilege, and I was done granting it freely. People think betrayal shatters you. It doesn't. It clarifies. The ranch still stands. Generations intact. The oil still flows beneath the soil my grandfather walked. She lost everything. Not because I was cruel, because she miscalculated. I sit now in silence most evenings. Swiss air cold against the windows. No shouting. No deception. Just order. I once believed loyalty was built on love. Now I know it's built on verification. Trust is not given. It is audited. And when someone mistakes your calm for weakness, you let them. Then you close the ledger. Forever.